I'm your host, Bill Noble. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Is it crypto up, bonds down? Will stocks hold in? I'm going to give you the roadmap because it's really starting to reveal itself. Ray Dalio's right. Vitalik is right. Michael Saylor is right. Want to know more? Want to see the charts? Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. All right. I am going to kick into the news. Let me just send one message. Okay, here comes the news. All right. So, the son of a chief executive has got serious problems. We kind of knew this. They thought he was going to get off, and now he's not going to. Meanwhile, back at the Eat the Rich ranch, the White House is demanding the media outlets target the other politicians over this idea of impeachment. Very interesting as we go to Eat the Rich, as the same chief executive officer who has now got the opposite party hunting him and law enforcement on his offspring now wants a 25% billionaire tax. So what's the lesson? Well, when you attack the left, they move farther to the left. Don't forget, politicians on both sides, your money, their money is their money, and your money is their money. This is called a bail-in, not a bail-out. The bail-in is when they go into your bank account and they just start taking stuff. First, they'll do it to billionaires and everyone will go, yay, and no one will resist. And then they'll do it to you or me, which is why we Bitcoin, which is why Bitcoin longs are laughing. I have some much more positive crypto charts, and I have some much better roadmaps. So I know we scheduled this as private, and then it went public, so we appreciate anybody who's joining here. We have Aiken, Nico, what's up? 8 p.m. Silas, Bull Runner, GF, forget about it. Yaz Crypto, Silas, okay. Will cover metals, will do. Okay. Now, this is bullish crypto. This is bullish crypto, right? US ungovernable bullish crypto. Now, this is very important. Okay. This is the guy who has called every big move in the last 2 years in legacy to the point where his gigantic hedge fund is up 40%. Okay. Not only do you have to call the tops and the bottoms to have that kind of return in legacy, but you've got to have like the patience, the time, and the timing to be able to get in and out of the positions. So it requires like a whole new level of psychic. And when he's telling you that he doesn't want to hold bonds, here's what he's telling you. Inflation's out of control. Money supply is out of control. And the United States is ungovernable, which means the big crash is going to be in bonds, maybe not stocks. And ready for this? Prior to the bond crash, you could have a melt up in crypto. Oh, how about that? Case in point, judge says FTX can sell Solana, billions worth. Solana doesn't move. Everyone gets short Solana. So if Solana was supposed to go down and it didn't, what could it do? It could go up. And if Solana could go up, what's going to happen to Bitcoin? As Ray is telling you, cash is good. If cash is good, crypto is better. Crypto is better. Now, check this out. Check this out. We're going to go through a little bit more of this in the PowerPoint. But Vitalik has written a white paper, okay, about DeFi, okay, and it's got a privacy twist. More in the PowerPoint. I was worried Vitalik was going to say something stupid at permissionless, and it turned around and Vitalik came through. He came through. JB, SoCal, welcome. Right? Crypto at 2 a.m. is here. Jazz, Big Rich, Contempt from LA. What's up, West Coast? What's up? Stay tuned for more from Vitalik. Ooh, Deutsche Bank to hold crypto for its institutional clients. Hong Kong Shanghai Bank, HSBC, Deutsche Bank. You realize that that covers a good share of the planet. Deutsche Bank covers Europe. Hong Kong Shanghai Bank covers Asia, China. Large part of the planet's holding crypto. That could be because these big banks, they talk to Ray Dalio. That's how Ray Dalio gets his trades done, through big banks. Okay. Asset managers BlackRock warn of rising U.S. recession risk. Maybe. Okay. But money supply is still out of control. People are still using credit cards, although that's going to come to an ugly end. And the way you get a recession is with massively higher interest rates on the long term and lower bond prices. But we may not be there yet. There's too many people talking about a recession, and there's not enough people talking about money supply. I got a money supply graph. You want the one chart market update? I got the one chart market update coming up in the PowerPoint. Don't move a muscle. Big Rich, Daniel J, Patriot Caveman, The Don. Some new names in here. Welcome. Resurgent US consumer prices point to choppy path from inflation. Inflation is still a problem. Chief executive launches a new push to revive poll numbers. You know, there may not be enough energy drinks on the planet to revive this poor individual. May that not happen to me when it's at my age. Taxing billionaires is not the answer. 1 minute they're doing it to them, the next minute they're doing it to us. We may have to stand up for the billionaires, or we may have to buy crypto. So there'll be somebody who will stand up for us. Now, Elon Musk, you can buy a book about Elon Musk and learn nothing about Elon Musk, except that he's haunted by demons, and you have to be in order to be that kind of a genius and have that kind of vision and drive, right? Super high IQ, spectrum-y people, you know, they have their demons. Somewhere in here, there's a news article about that, about Musk's new book. Right? It's not his book. It's somebody who followed Elon around. Probably a fascinating read. Okay. Probably a great example of what it takes in terms of conviction to be successful, which for us crypto people is very, very important. The conviction part. And I'm going to give you the charts that are going to help you sleep well at night. I like this. The secret to good management is paying attention. I like that. Okay. You have to pay attention to who you work for. You have to pay attention to who you work with. You have to make sure you listen, and you can't sleep on the market. You can't let things, just like at work, you can't get complacent, right? Or too comfortable, even though that's easier said than done. Don't sleep on this market. It's time to pay attention. It really is. Electric vehicle crash is a warning for Europe's industrial transition. So the Chinese have got the entire supply of lithium, and they're building electric cars, and everybody is trying to keep up, and it's not working. Okay. Electric cars are a good example of groupthink. It's a good idea, less pollution. But if everyone has the same idea, it's wrong. If the Chinese have all the lithium, it's wrong. You're going to have a recession in Europe that's going to be epic. They have to keep tightening into a recession because they waited way too long to start hiking rates. All the more reason to get Bitcoin. Go back to Deutsche Bank, right? You put this together with what Deutsche Bank is doing. Hello, right? Europe falling out of bed. Meanwhile, okay, private funds spend billions on compliance after SEC ruling. You know, this reminds me of something that I learned in business school. Okay. Larger firms are considering whether to recruit more staff, but also need different kinds of lawyers in light of new rules. Okay. Private fund industry are going to be treated like small fund managers, and the SEC makes rules for the sake of making rules. Lawyers divide up wealth somebody else creates. That's what lawyers do. Okay. And when you have a government that is so draconian that legacy firms are so afraid. You think we're afraid of these guys? Here's an example. I know somebody that works in a reputable legacy institution. Somebody that he knew posted something on LinkedIn totally unrelated to finance. He liked it, and compliance called him and said, don't do that. You might be endorsing whatever that person was doing. I mean, compliance and legal inside legacy institutions become the long arm of the law because the legacy institutions are so afraid of Gensler and his gang. It's not just crypto. These guys do their job maybe 20% of the time. The rest of the time, they're just creating fear. Okay. SoftBank prices shares at $51 ahead of a major IPO. Okay. Move values UK chip designer at more than $52 billion. So chip companies are more than happy to ride the wave of NVIDIA and sell you chips at the highest possible price right before a solar eclipse. Always be mindful when you're a buyer who is selling to you. Oh, you know, communists, isn't it great? Okay, Steve Mesa says Franklin Templeton Bitcoin ETF, right? One of the oldest banks out there or oldest investment houses out there who wasn't into Bitcoin around consensus in April, now wants in. Everybody wants in. So we got Kim and Vladimir. North Korea only has one industry, that's weapons, and Vlad appears to need some. So just a reminder that when the United States is ungovernable, these people run free. We're supposed to be free, and if we're not free and we don't promote freedom, we get these two and Gary and bail-ins. That's not familiar to go back and see what they want to do to billionaires in the United States. What's the difference between this guy, and the ones that want to take 25% from billionaires in our country? What's the difference? There isn't any. Okay, just a reminder in legacy, say the wrong thing. Say the wrong thing inside of an investment bank and you're gone. I think somebody used WhatsApp or Twitter to do business. So much for free speech, not in finance. Okay, Citibank doing its biggest shakeup in 2 decades, warns of job losses. You know, when you hear long Bitcoin, short the banks are starting to crack in a very slow way. Like the whole industry may be about to like vanish. Seriously. Like Chat GBT, the need for analysts and spreadsheets and bankers. This may be the big impact. Long Bitcoin, short the bank. Citigroup opens up the doors and lets everybody go. You walk into a bank branch and you're looking at a machine. You're looking at a machine. Okay. Right. Patriot Caveman says, I know somebody who used to work in Legacy, Mr. Notorious. Yes. I used to be inside that machine. A report that you could read in your iPhone or your BlackBerry had a 3-page disclaimer. Nicole, Steve, welcome. Late nights, Big Rich. Don't let me forget Render. Don't let me forget. Okay, again, Financial Times, U.S. inflation rises. I have the graph in the PowerPoint that will show you why. The European Central Bank raising rates to an all-time high. You can always count on the ECB to do something with monetary policy that creates a gigantic move in markets. In this case, I think it's going to be crypto up and then treasuries down. That's going to be your eclipse trade. There, I gave you the hint. We will see it coming soon. Ruh-roh. Social media applications block searches related to healthcare. You know what? Let's just buy crypto. It's like, F this. F these people. Seriously. Like, what do you need? Like, what has to happen? Really? What has to happen before you say, I got a ledger, I got money, I got some gold coins, I'm going to put them in a coffee can and bury them in my backyard? What has to happen before we all do this? Now, of course, people on the show, it's preaching to the choir. Anybody who's new, anybody who's never heard this, you look at this stuff, you look at these news headlines. Come on, man. We got to get involved. Manhattan rental market topping out. Right? Too much froth, too many people paying too high prices, too much emotional panic renting. Honestly, it's panic because housing is unaffordable. More on that in a minute. Okay, meanwhile, the media is all over crypto FUD. Binance CEO, says we'll never sign up another 100 million crypto users. Unless they go into your bank account, right? Unless they go into your bank account, then people may be materially more interested. OneCoin founder, 20 years in jail. 20 years in jail. Binance US CEO has left. Are you noticing a pattern here? This sounds like heavy-duty FUD to me. I like this. Are DAOs overhyped and unworkable? Lessons from the front lines. Okay, so not everything could be democratic, but of course they're willing to take Web3 and bury it 10 feet deep because, we need to buy AI chip companies. Bitter men's club, I know, but DAOs will be useful in things like fashion, where people will vote and tell Gucci what the next fall or winter lineup will look like rather than them telling us. Gen Z is going to want some say. They're going to want some say. Meanwhile, the crypto FUD just keeps right on coming. This I don't understand, but I like it. NFT sales surge after government reveals charges. So whatever this is, people decided that they wanted it because the government hated it. Boy, you want to talk about a twisted thing going on in NFTs. Holy cow. Vancouver Island is here. Welcome. Raj, New Jersey late at night. Boris, Richard Barry is here. T-Bone. All right. T-Bone says, am I too late? Sir, you are never too late. You are never too early. You are right on time for your PowerPoint market update. Okay, people, here comes the roadmap. There's been a lot of babble. I've been babbling about the eclipse. What are we going to do? Something's going to happen. Now I'm going to start clarifying. So let's get busy. Housing affordability in the United States. The red is the cost to rent at $1,845, and the cost to buy with housing bubble and interest rates is at $2,700 a month. Good luck with this. Good luck containing inflation with this. Right? This number is not coming down. The only way to bring this number down is with a 10% mortgage rate or a 9% mortgage rate, which means a ZB crash. Now, if we know that's going to happen eventually, something may have to happen before that, which could be a crypto rally, a big crypto rally. So I was thinking like bonds down, stocks down, crypto back up. Now I'm starting to wonder whether it's crypto moons, bonds crash, stocks convulse, and then crypto continues. That's what I'm starting to wonder. Let me tell you why. Check this out. So if you go to economics school, you'll learn the difference between different forms of money supply, M1, M2. People have been making a big deal about M2 going down, but M1 just keeps making a new high. Printer is still on. There is still liquidity in the system. Still liquidity in the system. Long bonds are going to hate this eventually, but before that, crypto could love it. And everybody got all down in the mouth about crypto, right? I didn't know what was going to happen because of the eclipse, but the way this thing is trading, like when you see some of this DeMark work and you see this, like people, if you tuned in late, you tuned in right on time. This is the one chart market update. M1, okay, bottom left to top right, new high in a tightening cycle. Buy crypto. MicroStrategy. Okay, diamond formation. I've been talking about it on multiple live streams. Okay. Aiken is here. Welcome. Wyoming in the house. Welcome. MicroStrategy holding $340. They keep hammering it. This is the chart that's holding up all of crypto. And you know what? I got a couple more charts to go with it. So as long as MicroStrategy is above 340, I have resisted getting negative Bitcoin. Matter of fact, Bitcoin is in a positive situation and could do a lot better. And you know what? I got some charts that ETH could go with it too. Don't go anywhere for what Vitalik just said. Now, GBTC, quietly, Jesse Livermore was a technical analyst in the early 20th century, kept a notebook that became his chart book, became the first TA textbook. And this little cone is normally a prelude to a parabolic rally. Now, is GBTC going to go parabolic? Well, it hasn't felt like it the last couple of days, but they printed too much money. Bitcoin. Wave count. Let's go to some DeMark Elliott wave count. So everyone's like, well, is it going to be 25, 26, 23, 28? Forget that. Here's the deal. January, Bitcoin started, it went up. That was the first leg up that ended in July. So nobody wanted it at 16. Everybody wanted it at 32. Then it does two things. It does a two wave, which corrects the up wave and bores everyone to death. Bitcoin's never moving again. Crypto is dead. You know, that's what two waves do. Remember the thing about management? Pay attention. No one's paying attention. Everyone's given up. Everyone's like, this is too boring. It's never going to move again. And that is normally what you get right before you get a three wave, which is a slow moving, begins slowly, three waves, but then it becomes impulsive. Like it's like, oh, gee, it's going up. Gee, maybe I'll buy the dip. Oh, no, there's no dip. Oh, my God, I got to get in. Solar eclipse, baby. Solar eclipse in April. Everybody's buy. We got a solar eclipse in October. Play it again, Sam. I'm down. The Fed can't stop printing money, and they did a whole tightening cycle, and housing is just ridiculous. Housing's got to come down. But if they can't bring it down, crypto's got to go up. The United States is ungovernable. Crypto's got to go up. This is like, I didn't make this. This is this, you know, the DeMark work makes this count. Now get this. Now, this is not textbook Elliott Wave, by the way. So nobody get bent out of shape, right? Okay. Christopher says the people want sheepdog NFTs. Yes, we actually thought about that as it related to maybe putting people in a Discord, like doing something like the Nifty 50, where we would have get to the chopper and sheepdog NFTs as a way to get into this exclusive Discord. We thought about it. If you like the idea, leave a comment down below. If you really want to go crazy, we would love to hear what you think those type of NFTs would trade for. So you want to do us some help, some favor on the marketing front, feel free. And we appreciate that comment. Okay. Patriot Caveman says, okay, the printer was never turns off. And we have the Wilkinsons here from Australia. Now back to our show in Ethereum. Could Ethereum be 1, 2, 3, 4, a 13 bottom? Oh my God. Could Ethereum go to 2,300? Could they just squeeze everybody? This just occurred to me. I was like, Solana was supposed to go down and it didn't go down. The judge says you can sell Solana and Solana didn't move. Now I'm starting to ask myself, this is the 13 bottom and you can't see it, but today's rally actually confirmed that the bottom could be in. And this wave count is pretty constructive. So you could squeeze out a lot of people. Now, check this out. Vitalik publishes a white paper, which I showed at the start of the stream. Notes how MetaMask is now usable outside EVM blockchains. Then Vitalik says, drumroll, we can also imagine the splintering of Tornado Cash into thousands of clones forked and displayed on decentralized front ends. Oh my God. Somebody finally said it. How the hell can you have a crypto revolution when everybody can see everything you're doing? You don't go to Macy's and buy something and have the person behind the counter be able to look at every transaction you've ever done in your bank account. It's common sense. It's not for criminals. It's for consumption, right? Fernando says he's missed the sheepdog army. Don't worry. The sheepdog army is right here. T-Bone is asking, how will the FTX liquidation affect the market? I don't know, man. They're probably going to do it all OTC. That's what I would guess. I mean, why would they come in and dump it in the open market? Somebody's probably going to come in and go, okay, we'll give you a bid for all this. And it'll be way below where the market is. And I'll just take it from them. Now, of course, there's going to be an eclipse and there's going to be volatility. But so far, we haven't seen all the selling. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to go to zero. Every day it doesn't go to zero. It means something. So tomorrow we wake up, the big red day. Okay, maybe. But Vitalik just said something that's going to approve it. This means something. This is the first genuinely bullish ETH thing that I've seen all year. Honestly, like this is like for real. Like we can do something with ETH and make it private. So my boss, Seth, has got the hot hand. And when you deal with traders, you always want to go with the hot hand. He got the absolute low in Bitcoin. Like the absolute low. He saw everybody running stops and he found the bottom, and he could have found the bottom of a major move. Now, not investment advice. He's playing in a small gaming coin called JVL. And I'm noticing this thing makes square consolidations and this thing is grinding higher. It's some sort of poker game. You should do your own research, but there's a very important macro point here. This thing is telling you that there's a speculative bid in crypto. So is that NFT project. Oh, the SEC hates it? Okay, we love it. Want to play some poker? Let's go. Oh, Fed printing too much money still? Let's get some Bitcoin. Right? I didn't know if the crypto rally was going to be after the eclipse or before. It looks like they want to get it on now. Dirty Cent says JVL sending. Again, not investment advice. I don't own it, but you know, I know a lot of people who do. One of the reasons why I don't own it is because I can talk about it objectively on the air. Okay. If there's a speculative bid in crypto, like believe it or not, like my boss in the trading group at EAG don't see it this way. But if there's a bid in this, there's a bid in the bigger coins. Rugby Performance Labs is here. Welcome. All right. Now let's talk about why Ray Dalio doesn't want to own bonds. ZB. So how's this going to turn out? Well, ZB is going to go from 120 to 106, and that's going to be a 9% mortgage rate or higher. And that's what's going to wreck the system, which is why Ray Dalio is saying, peace. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing treasury bonds. I'm not doing corporate bonds. I'm not doing junk bonds. If anything, I'm short it all. He's probably giga short it all, probably from here. Now, what you did in ZB, so ZB is the long bond, right? Bonds down, rates up. So what you're going to have here is you're going to have bonds do this like boredom trade where it's just going to sit and sit. And everyone's like me, all the macro heads, we're all worried about what ZB was going to do to crypto, and ZB can wreck crypto. But what I was wondering is, I wonder if ZB is going to go through one of these like P&L destruction chop periods while crypto rips higher, right? If ZB sits still, crypto can rip up. Every day you come in, if ZB is not crashing, that's an up day in crypto. G Life is here. Welcome. Okay. Okay. Richard Barry says, please do a deep dive into JVL price action and tokenomics. All right. Well, the only thing I know about the tokenomics is that they moved it to Phantom, so there's no gas, while still maintaining the ETH pair. That comes from an internal EAG source. In terms of the price action, anytime you're making square consolidation formations, it's bullish. That's what Pepe did. That's what Synthetics did way back in the day, right? Square consolidations are bullish. Okay. ZB is going to crash, but crypto could go up first. Crypto could go up first. Then ZB could crash. So, you know, ETH at 1,500, no one wants it. ETH at 2,200, their hair will be on fire. They'll be talking about 4,000 ETH. They'll be talking about 40K Bitcoin. And then ZB is going to go. This is the roadmap. Like, I want to bet it's crypto up first. Now, of course, you need to use stop losses in case ZB loses its mind and decides to go down, because nothing survives a decline in ZB. That's why I call it Thanos. But I've been talking too much about that and not enough about Bitcoin, ETH, and JVL, because guess what? Vitalik just woke me up. So did this FTX thing where they were like, oh, you have license to sell and the market is still green. Like, that means something. Also, don't forget on September 23rd, right? September 30th, Congress has to pass a budget, which is fascinating because we've got the president of the United States. We've got his son. Could it be any uglier in front of the budget? Hey guys, do the budget and then get ugly. The U.S. government is going to be closed. I don't even know how they're going to make a debt payment. This is like license to buy crypto. I mean, if you go back to the start of this stream and you look at the headlines about what's going on at the executive branch, what's going on in the congressional branch, what's going on with, I don't know, corruption, people behaving badly, laptops, whatever. You don't have to be political. You just have to go, oh, okay, that? No. Crypto? Yes. Matter of fact, this is why we crypto. U.S. government closed, dysfunctional, shut down on September 30th. Ahead of that, they're going to buy crypto. Then we have to deal with whatever happens in ZB. But a 14-day rally in crypto is an eternity. And it may be, you know, crypto could go up all the way up until they get a deal done and open the government. That could be like mid-October. Then you're going to have the eclipse. Then you got to look out. But I've been advocating, you know what? MicroStrategy, core long in Bitcoin, keep it. I'm more comfortable with keeping it. You want to add ETH, not investment advice? Do it. This is why we crypto. This is why we crypto. Okay. All right. Let's go to live TA. I did not forget about doing render. So let's rock all this since we're doing like late night market update. I would love to eventually transition at least one show per week into a happy hour. I haven't figured out how to do that yet without the desk. Maybe I can get it going on the TV. Okay, render, daily chart. It looks like today was the day to buy the dip. The 13 bottom is in. Okay, if render is going to go up, it's going to be $1.80. Okay, when you look at a 4-hour chart, it's still got a little room to go to resistance. But just as a reminder, it has not paid to buy resistance in these coins. It has not. Now, if you are hodling this thing, hodl it. So render on a weekly chart. Let me just draw some fib lines on here. Okay, so render holds the 62% retracement of its initial move up. And as many market update fans will know, if you're holding the 62% retracement after a big rally, that's very constructive. This DeMark work is very interesting. This is on a weekly chart. You know what? You want to overpay for chip companies. You want to be like, oh, yeah, you know, $52 billion for a British semiconductor company, but no one wants Web3. Huh. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Dead Fred is here liking the TA. Welcome. Okay. Let's see what else I got in here. I'm pretty sure somebody wanted me to cover silver. Okay. Hey, let's take a look at SLV. Oh, weekly. Yuck. Okay. So on a daily chart, you have a nice 9 bottom right on support. And remember, silver and ETH go together. So the weekly chart didn't look good, but this daily chart sure looks really good. Jesus, it doesn't look any better than that. They gave up on it right onto a DeMark support point. Look at what they did when they had the 13 bottom here, straight up, 9 top, straight down. Seems pretty clear to me. Dirty Saint said, Seth told me to join Bill. Well, thank you, Seth, and thank you for joining Market Update Late Night. Oh my God, can we look at Perp? Oof. Perp is a heartbreaker from the last cycle. God. So much promise. Love this whole decentralized derivatives exchange thing. This thing went all the way up and all the way back down again. Oh, right? You know, this kind of price action where you get these huge spikes and then it come off is just bag holders, man. You got too many people holding this from the last cycle that just need to get out. But this whole idea of doing like a decentralized derivatives exchange, you know, maybe Coinbase is going to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's got to figure that out. I do not have hello. I do not have hello on. Okay. Hello Labs. Maybe. Okay. So when you have these kind of coins, which I know nothing about this, you see how it held the 62% retracement. I mean, when you're in the small coin universe and you're holding 62%, that's usually pretty constructive. Okay. Rich from Saskatchewan is in the house. Welcome. Richard likes the late night edition. Okay. Somebody's looking at equities, the stock ARM. When I knew crypto was going up, although I love this guy, he is controversial. Okay. So that's like a 30-minute chart, maybe a 15-minute chart. I don't know. ARM looks pretty new unless I've missed something. So maybe I got the wrong symbol there. Okay. Somebody said, there's nothing going on in stocks. There's nothing going on in crypto. So let's do stocks. Okay. Let's do stocks. Aiken says we need a Notorious Bill crypto meter for buying and selling. Yes, you have one. It's called when I get too bearish, buy. Or when I'm not bullish enough, buy. Okay. And if I'm wearing a lampshade on my head, well, that's self-explanatory. Now, speaking of self-explanatory, let's just take a look at equities since somebody was asking about equities. Okay. So it's very common in crypto to do like Bitter Men's Club and say equities are going to go down. And I'm taking a whole different idea now. So they're blowing through fib numbers here. Equities are at resistance. Okay. It's at the 76% retracement, which it does like to do. And you have to start asking yourself a question. Everybody thought this was a head and shoulders top because you can draw it. Now they're all getting stopped out. If they're running into equities, they're afraid of China. So what if the China blow up results in a new high in equities? VIX today went below 13. Like, look at this. You want to talk about a fear give up? Oh my God. It's like a reverse panic. This is a 4-hour chart of VIX. Let's go 89-minute. I mean, this is like down only. Down only. So no one's afraid of VIX. Okay, cool. Why am I getting upset about that? I'm not getting upset about that. Let's buy crypto. Let's go. Right? Let's buy GBTC. Let's buy ETHE. Let's buy Galaxy Digital. Nobody wants Galaxy Digital stock. What's up with that? Look at this thing. It's pushed out of a moving car. This thing was at 7 in July. Now no one wants it at 4. Are you kidding me? Let's look at Galaxy historically. This kind of feels like it rings a bell to me. This 4 level, right? I remember this, on the Sunday live stream way back in the day. Okay. Here's Galaxy at 5. So Galaxy has never stayed below 5 in the bear market. In the bull market, when it broke through 5, it went straight up. Galaxy Digital is the hedge fund of Mike Novogratz, probably owning a truckload of Bitcoin. Web3 undoubtedly has hoovered up everything in the NFTs and was likely buying everybody's Bitcoin on the stop losses below 25. And no one wants the stock. Meanwhile, MicroStrategy and GBTC, strong like bull. Strong like bull. Okay. Can you look at Riot and Mara? Yes, I would be happy to. This whole thing about the spot Bitcoin ETF, people do not understand. They do not understand that the only way Franklin Templeton and all of these companies are going to get a hold of all of this Bitcoin, they're going to have to try to take over Grayscale, Coinbase. They may wind up taking over Binance if Binance is sitting on a bunch of Bitcoin. Don't laugh. Everyone's leaving Binance because of the compliance apocalypse. No one's asking themselves how much Bitcoin does Binance have? That's the question, right? Can just take CZ's whole operation off his hands. Riot blockchain, meanwhile, Riot Platforms. Oh, look at that. Resistance has become support. Oh, for months. They took it up. They took it back. It's on support. It's at $10. Once upon a time, Riot traded at, I don't know, 60. To me, this looks like the bigger the base, the higher in the space, and a bird on a wire getting ready to fly. This was the base, and now they're just, I don't know, they're just sitting on this area here like a bird, and this wants to fly. This is Riot. Okay. This thing like percolates in my mind. I'm like, Dalio says don't buy bonds. The Fed keeps printing M1, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, the crypto move isn't going to be at the end of the eclipse thing. It's going to be now. Okay. Steve Mason says the sequential on Bitcoin does look good. Yes, it does. That's the DeMark work. I kind of like it. Okay. Here's Marathon Digital. Okay. So Marathon Digital is trading at $1. Okay. This is a highly levered Bitcoin miner, as I understand it. So I like Marathon a lot better if it was above 1092. Kind of a battle going on there on that fib speed resistance line. Note how they came up here, they attacked it, and then it faltered. I think if Marathon Digital can get itself back up 1092, I also like this stochastics formation where you got a new low in price, but you don't have a new low in momentum indicators as of yet, which means if Marathon Digital does turn around, I realize there's some ifs there, but if it does turn around, okay. So first of all, thank you for coming to Market Update late night. This is the roadmap. I think it's crypto up first. People are sleeping on it. After crypto goes up, it's bonds down in October. And then stocks may get hit in November. But if that happens, all of that is just a chance to do a trading buy in crypto. It'd be pretty funny if 25 was like the low. Like who is on Twitter and YouTube going, you know what, 25, that was it. You'll never see it again. Who's saying that? Nobody. So I'll say it, right? Nothing like being crypto positive. And this eclipse trade to me is starting to come into shape, mainly because of what Ray Dalio did and the fact that crypto did not completely crash, fingers crossed, after they let, the FTX creditors sell. Vitalik said something bullish. Miners are holding. If you got Bitcoin, carry on. You want to add Ethereum? Carry on. That's the market update. We'll be back Monday.